I want to make sure there's time for questions. So I have a couple of things here, service-based businesses. Because somebody asked about Zoom, if you're in a service-based business, there are, even before this happened, there are a lot of things that you can go and list your services to be done online. So if you're kind of out of work and you're looking for things to do, Fiverr is a freelance, is pretty much anything business. So if you're in graphic design, website building, you can go and list those options. You can literally get people to do voiceovers or translate things from English to Spanish, whatever it is that you need. You could potentially list your services there. Upwork is the same thing, just a little bit more for larger jobs with Upwork. Skillshare is teaching. So if you have something that you want to teach, I think there was a pharmacist on the call. If there was something you felt like you could teach in this time, like it may be something that you don't normally offer in your current business, but you're figuring out what can you offer right now. You can go on some of these sites and actually list your services. This you kind of pre-record your teaching and list it, and then people kind of pay for the course. And the other ones as well. They're just, you guys can look at this, see if they're relevant to you, and go on there and see if there's anything you feel like you could list your business as. But this is all service-based things here. And then obviously Facebook and Instagram, they're the best way, I think, right now with everybody kind of at home to market. And there are absolutely ways that you can do paid ad campaigns through Facebook and Instagram. Again, it takes some time to get traction on that. And that we could spend hours on how to market through Facebook and Instagram. But unless you already have that strategy built out, I don't really recommend you just going and throwing a lot of money at it right now until you've had the time to sit down and try some of those other things that we were talking about. What do customers actually want to be buying from you right now? But if you've done that and you want to do some paid ads through Facebook and Instagram, again, I'm more than happy to help walk you through that for your business. We can set up a Zoom call one-on-one and I can help you in that capacity. Also, one thing to keep in mind is with Google, I don't know who all on here already sells online or not, but if you do sell online through an e-commerce platform, you have an option through Google to list, if you Google something and you get the option, you get your links or whatever, but then at the top there's images, shopping, all those tabs. When you click on shopping, because you're actually looking for a pair of pink high heel shoes that you were Googling, and then it pops up all the actual product listings, and then you can click on it and it makes that transaction easier than you trying to click on the results page, just the links itself, right? So those images and that pop up in that shopping area, those are not organic. That is not like because you just are listed your items on your website, you have the chance to show up in the Google shopping. You have to actually list your items with Google for them to show up in the Google shopping section. So some independent business owners don't understand that and have never taken advantage of that. So that does actually, normally it costs you to list those items with Google to show up in shopping, and Google actually is waiving those fees right now. So that's another great opportunity. If you do already have an e-commerce platform set up, I would highly recommend that you look into the Google shopping opportunity. It's a good thing anyway, and right now you're going to save some money to be able to list those items. So
Courtney, we have another question.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Circling back to kind of what we talked about earlier about pay options, can you just maybe explain a little bit more about the other pay options instead of just PayPal? Maybe about commission prices and fees and stuff like that.
Well, okay. So PayPal, obviously, when you process a transaction through any payment source. So if it's PayPal, business account, if it's Square, obviously they take a fee from that credit card, just like in your normal business. If anybody that pays through credit card, you're going to have some kind of a fee that comes out for them processing that transaction. It's the same thing with PayPal. Do make sure I know if you send money, friends and family through Venmo or through PayPal, you don't pay, it doesn't cost you anything to do that, but you do need to be honest. And, there are going to be audits, that come out because people are using PayPal more in their business. So do make sure you're on the up and up and create a business account and you are having those payments go through as a business transaction. You will have that fee taken out. So if it's $55, you're only going to see maybe 52 of it, because it's usually about between 2 and 3% that they take out as that merchant processing fee. So if you're doing the option like we talked about before, where you're just listing your item on Facebook or Instagram and people are completing that transaction, the only fee you're going to have is that merchant processing fee, which you would have that if somebody walked into your store and swiped their credit card. Where you get into having commission-based fees is like if you have an item that you want to sell on Etsy or eBay or one of the Amazon or any of the kind of merchant online retailers, then you're going to actually have a listing fee as well. So if you're selling on those sites, they need to make money and the credit card processor needs to make money. So on that $10 item, the actual merchant retailer, so Amazon or whatever, they take their cut, then the payment processor takes their cut. So that's why sometimes it's better for you to use Facebook and Instagram in the way we described versus listing on some of those larger sites. It just kind of depends on who you're trying to sell to. If you're trying to sell to your regular consumer base, so you already have customers built up and you're just trying to find a way for them to purchase your item online and in an expedited way, then you don't want to have to list on Amazon or eBay or Etsy or any of those listing sites and take those commission where they take commission, because you already have those customers. But if you have a product or an item that you need help getting customers, and sometimes it's better for you to take that fee and not make as much on the item because you're on Amazon or Etsy or eBay or any of those big places, because then they're getting customers to you. So again, it just kind of depends on who you're going after. But as far as like you just using a payment processor like PayPal or Square or Venmo, the fee there is not commission for them. It's just the payment processing, just like you would your credit card swipe machine in your business. I hope I answered that, Jack.
I think you did pretty well.
Okay, cool. Are there other questions right now? Again, our idea with this session specifically was just how can we quick and easy, if people want to sell something online, here's a way for them to do it. I do think that we're planning another session that's more on digital marketing. So actually, once you've set that up and you have that infrastructure of how you're selling it, who you're selling it to, how you're going to complete those transactions, then how do you effectively market online? Kind of in an hour can't cover both, but if you need that help now and can't wait till that next session, again, feel free to reach out to the Small Business Development Center, Keely or Terry, and we will get a Zoom call set up to help you specifically on how to actually market it in that way.